Once upon a time, in a quiet, cozy little village, nestled amongst rolling green hills, lived a kind-hearted old couple. They had a small cottage with a lovely garden, and they worked hard every day. The man in his workshop and the woman tending to their home. They had everything they needed, except for one thing that their hearts longed for more than anything else: a child. They spent their days dreaming of little footsteps running through their home, and the sound of a child's laughter filling the air. One sunny afternoon, the old woman decided to venture into the nearby forest to gather some firewood. The woods were peaceful, with sunlight filtering through the tall trees, creating dancing patterns on the forest floor. As she bundled sticks together, she wandered deeper than she usually did. It was then that she stumbled upon a hidden clearing she had never seen before. In the center of this clearing was a small, crystal-clear spring, its water bubbling up from the earth like liquid diamonds. Feeling thirsty from her work, she knelt down by the edge of the spring. The water was cool and refreshing. As she took a sip, a brilliant, warm light suddenly enveloped the entire clearing. It was brighter than the sun, but gentle on the eyes. When the light subsided, standing before her were three of the most beautiful beings she had ever seen. They had shimmering wings and war gowns that seemed to be woven from moonlight and dewdrops. They were fairies. The old woman was startled, but not afraid. There was an aura of peace and kindness around them. The first fairy, who had hair like spun gold, stepped forward and spoke in a voice that sounded like tinkling bells. "Dear woman," she said with a gentle smile, "we have seen the goodness in your heart and heard your deepest wish. We know how much you and your husband long for a child." The old woman's eyes filled with tears of hope. She could barely speak, but she nodded, her heart pounding in her chest. The second fairy, with eyes the color of the summer sky, added, "We have decided to grant your wish. You shall have a daughter, and she will be as beautiful as the most delicate flower in the forest." Then, the third fairy, whose smile was as warm as the morning sun, spoke with a voice as soft as a lullaby. And her voice will be a gift to all who hear it. As sweet and melodious as the song of a nightingale at dusk. The first fairy spoke again, her eyes twinkling. But her greatest gift will be her heart. She will be gentle and kind, with a spirit full of compassion, and she will be loved by everyone she meets, overwhelmed with joy. The old woman fell to her knees and thanked the fairies from the bottom of her heart. She felt a wave of gratitude so powerful it brought tears to her eyes. The fairies smiled at her one last time before dissolving into a shower of sparkling light, leaving the clearing as quiet as it was before. The old woman hurried home, her heart feeling lighter than it had in years. She couldn't wait to tell her husband the incredible news. When he heard her story, he was just as overjoyed. They held each other, filled with hope and excitement for the future. And just as the fairies had promised, it wasn't long before the old woman gave birth to a baby girl. She was the most beautiful child they had ever seen, with eyes that sparkled like stars and a smile that could melt anyone's heart. They named her Ilara, which meant starlight. Ilara grew up surrounded by love. As a little girl, she was as lovely as a freshly bloomed rose, and her voice. When she sang, the birds in the trees would stop to listen, captivated by the pure, sweet melody. But her true beauty shone from within. She was the kindest, most gentle child in the entire village. She would share her toys with other children, help her mother in the garden, and always had a kind word for everyone she met. The villagers adored her. They would often say that Ilara is a true blessing to us all. Her laughter was infectious, and her presence brought a sense of peace and happiness wherever she went. What no one knew, except for her parents, was the secret of her magical beginning. And the fairies never forgot their promise. Every year, on Ilara's birthday, they would descend from their celestial home, invisible to all human eyes. They would float into her room as she slept and weave new blessings into her dreams. They blessed her with unwavering happiness, with good health, and with a life filled with endless good fortune. Because of these blessings, Ilara's life was a tapestry of joy and love. She grew into a remarkable young woman, her inner kindness radiating even more brightly than her outer beauty. She never forgot where she came from and spent her days caring for her aging parents with unwavering devotion. She also made it her mission to help anyone in the village who was in need, whether it was mending a neighbor's fence or simply offering a listening ear to someone who was sad. Her good nature did not go unnoticed. A kind and hardworking young man from the village who had admired her from afar for years finally found the courage to speak to her. He was drawn not just to her beauty, but to the genuine warmth and goodness of her soul. They fell deeply in love, a love built on mutual respect, kindness, and shared values. They married in a beautiful ceremony, surrounded by all the villagers who loved them so dearly. Their life together was just as the fairies had intended, full of happiness, laughter, and an abundance of love. They built a home next to her parents' cottage and continued the cycle of kindness that Ilara had championed her entire life. And so, the girl who was a gift from the fairies lived happily ever after. A shining example of how a kind heart is the greatest treasure of all. Thank you so much for joining me for this wonderful story. I hope it brought a little bit of magic and warmth to your day. If you enjoyed it, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more enchanting tales. We'd love to have you back here again soon. Until next time, take care.